Greetings, everybody, and welcome to the show that I definitely have prepared properly. My name is Brandon.
I'm Danica. This is Variant Edition's pre-New Comic Book Day show, and we're very happy that you're with us tonight. We are definitely going through some technical and human difficulties, but such is life.
Indeed. Right, so
Also, there are cats. That might happen.
We have a bunch of things happening. My sound is being funky. Of course it is, because we're starting. So we will very shortly be getting to Allison O'Toole, who has co-edited the Shades of Fear anthology, which we have in store. We will also...
You moved it.
Yep.
It's over here. Hold it up.
Ha.
Trixie.
We'll be showing it in a little bit here. We also have the end of our Sandman #1 auction that's been going pretty well. The deadline is 9 p.m. The current bid is at $350, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And every dollar of that is going to the Cross Cancer Institute in Edmonton, Alberta.
Indeed. And we'll also have bad idea news, which is for the Danicas. But there is going... Nope. The green one. There you are.
Buttons. We don't label them.
Yeah. So we are one of the people who do that. Much to Danica's chagrin, a word I learned in grade 4 that I thought was jargon. Now, as always with the show, we have a few rules. Number 1, don't be a ding dong, especially today. We're being fancy for people. Everybody be chill.
Yes, we have to look really good, even though we've already made a terrible first impression.
Me, this moi, speaks limited French and has 2 thumbs. And for the book, the final bids are at 9 p.m. And if you're out there on Twitter, we love you. We respect you. Twitter doesn't show up in our comments properly, and so we'll be trying to get them manually. But without further ado, because we have kept her for a wee bit here, we have Allison O'Toole here on the show. Badoop.
Squeeze in.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh. Hi.
We're very happy to have you here, especially because this absolutely...
Yay!
Yay! Twinsies.
I really, really adore this. And I'm like kind of very processy. And so whenever I see a Kickstarter that's like, so the cover stock and the paper is about this materials and whatnot. My brain, due to all of what I did before, is a little scattered, but I love that you had that information in there. One of the reasons why we supported.
We ended up actually going with a heavier cover stock too than we were originally saying in the campaign. We went with a 12-point cover stock, so it's a little heftier, helps it feel a little bit less floppy. Because I'm totally with you. The paper cover stock matters a lot to me too, and I went and handled and caressed a lot of paper to make sure we were going with the right printer.
Well, that's absolutely outstanding, because so much of, especially independent works, Kickstarter stuff, a store will get a lot of people reaching out. This I actually discovered from Chip Zdarsky's Substack.
Awesome.
And we went from there. But so many things that are put out there are just sort of like done instead of
crafted.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
I think that that's true to an extent, but I think that a lot of that comes from the fact that making comics is so expensive.
Oh, 100%.
And since you backed our Kickstarter, you'll know that there were a couple of weeks there where we were fully prepared to not make our goal, because our goal was quite a bit higher than comic Kickstarters sort of tend to be, particularly in my experience running them.
Yeah.
So we were taking a big gamble, and we put all this information about the print and about the page rates and everything in the Kickstarter to help demonstrate why our goal was that high. But I can't criticize or fault anyone who
Of
has to
course.
go with, cheaper paper. If they want to make comics, they want to get them out there in the way that they can. And so I think all comics are amazing, and finishing a project at all is incredible, but
Oh my goodness.
definitely making a beautiful object that you can hold in your hands was a big goal for us with this particular book.
Oh, of course. And honestly too, like our project is the store. We know how much that takes.
Oh, watch out.
And
Sorry, we have cats around here.
Okay.
Sometimes it's a bit chaotic.
Special guests.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, Max does like to make appearances on the regular. But yeah, it is a lot, even just getting it out there, and I do appreciate that so much. One of the things that we wanted to talk about is with your project in particular, you folks were going for a horror anthology, but not just sort of like it's horror comics. It was something very specific in terms of design, in terms of like very focusing very much on being colorful and utilizing the medium's use of color. So can you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that within the medium of comics, these days, I think a lot of what we think of when we say horror comics is still very black and white. Not to say there aren't a million exceptions. Emily Carroll in particular was a huge influence on the
Goodness,
kind
yeah.
of vibe we wanted for this book. But if you say horror comics, people think of old EC horror comics. You're creepy, you're eerie. Or they think of horror manga like Junji Ito. And so I think there's a wide landscape for black and white, but I think if you look in other media, particularly film, there's a huge legacy of the way that color is used for narrative. So, films like Suspiria, we talked about a lot. We looked at like Crimson Peak and Bram Stoker's Dracula, Park Chan-wook's whole filmography. Like there's a lot of film that uses color in a really intense, emotional, and narrative way within horror. And we thought that, comics are the perfect medium to be exploring how color can be used in that narrative way to get a response from the reader. So we wanted to use that feeling. And then again, to make it a little bit more specific than just horror and color, we, with the films I was mentioning, had a feeling that we wanted of kind of decadence and decoration, of heavy detail and experimentation, just so that there'd be a cohesion to the collection. That's also why we included a lot of interstitial illustrations. We didn't want this to feel like a bunch of stories that exist in a collective context, but rather as a cohesive whole. And hopefully, if you read it sort of cover to cover in that order, it will feel like you'll feel a sense of progression, and you'll feel the stories speaking to each other if we've done our jobs right as curators.
Oh, absolutely. I liked the pinups in between the story because a lot of them were very powerful, and you almost need that mental break, even for a second, just to come out of the story and then right back into the next one. Especially with the first one, because it was abuse as horror. Living in a haunted house, having a mother made of glass. It was all metaphors. Beautiful art, but it's definitely the one to start the book. Like you start swinging. It's great. I was just like blown away by it.
Yeah, Jade Zhang drew and wrote that story, and it's incredible. And I think you're right. It was because of the really limited, deliberate color approach in that one. We thought it was a really strong opener, but also because it almost feels like a poem. The way that the dialogue is kind of sparse. We used punctuation as sparsely as we could. And it almost, it feels like a little visual poem, and we hoped that it would kind of set the mood, despite being quite one of the definitely like the most emotionally dark stories in the collection. Hopefully it sets a good tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. editing is something that very much eludes me, even down to, as Danica will attest, to spelling. And
It's okay. All the best writers need an editor.
Absolutely.
What was really great about this anthology, as like you were saying, there's thought put behind even the theme of it, even being more than it's a horror book. There's uniting themes there, and then kind of the progression, as you say, through the stories, which is really cool. And that's one of the why we were so excited when we were finally able to read through all of it. Because it is, as you say, so difficult to make things, but then there's that extra level, right? There's the comics these days, especially with all the noise that's happening, not just with comics, but with streaming and TV and everything. There's so much. And this is not just a good project, it's a great project.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It means a lot to hear you say that. You make something in your house and then it goes out into the world and you hope for the best. So it's nice to hear people enjoying it.
Oh, absolutely. So I wanted to talk a little bit, and partly to toss this off to Danica a little bit. In your bio for this, you are called a dog lover and a monster smoocher.
Yes. I stand by that.
Oh, 100%. So Danica is our local cryptid person here. Very much into Mothman.
Oh, yes.
Good choice. Yeah.
You have a favorite cryptid?
I'm also fond of the Mothman because I love Keel's book. Like I saw the movie when I was a kid, but then reading the actual book, the stories in there are absolutely bonkers. And it goes so far outside the actual Mothman. So I do love the Mothman. I'm also fond of Jeff the Talking Mongoose.
I love Jeff!
Yeah.
He is a delight.
Yeah, he is a delight. It's a hilarious story. I love the idea of it. And if you just accept that he was real and don't suspect that he was, a fabrication of a kid, what was his goal? Where did he come from? What did he want? I don't know. And I never need to know.
Chaotic delight,
Yeah.
It's one of those things that you're like, I need this to be real because the world kind of sucks. So we just need more whimsy.
Well, they found a corpse of something years later. So
I didn't hear that part. That's cool.
Yeah, I think a farmer. Yeah. If anyone watching who doesn't know about Jeff, it's GEF, the Talking Mongoose. It's a delightful little tale.
Amazing.
I love this. So during the day, because Danica and I are partners in life and in shop, and so we actually have to build out separate times together. And a lot of hers is like listening to cryptid podcasts, and a lot of mine is I would say like delightfully hurting myself.
Politics, for good or ill,
but more of sort of like the we address it and we take the air out of it type of things, while still just acknowledging like there's problems, like Alex Jones stuff.
Yeah, we don't. So what kind of podcasts do you listen to?
See, there you go.
So I usually listen to podcasts when I'm doing chores and stuff. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can put something on while I'm working. But yeah, I usually am listening to them while I'm doing something else. So I listen to a lot of like comedy podcasts because I can just sort of turn them off, turn my brain off, and if I miss something, it's not the end of the world, Yeah. But I've been listening to a lot of Off Menu recently. It's a food podcast hosted by Ed Gamble and James Acaster, two British comedians. And they just have people on and they talk about food. I find it very relaxing. Nice. Although Spooked is going to be starting soon.
Yep.
Yes.
One of my absolute favorites.
Same. So I'm very excited for that to come back in the coming weeks.
Oh, yes. No, I discovered that I think when they were a year in, and it got me to this last year download the Luminary app. And I've since found so many more podcasts that I'm like, I got my money's worth. We're good. Even when Spooked is off, I can still just plow through. If you have Luminary, look up bedtime stories. It's
Okay,
this
okay.
nice kind of peaceful British guy telling you horrific things. But it's just they're short. They're probably about 20-minute episodes. But he goes from ghosts. There's murders. There's some rough murders out there, obviously. Cryptids, treasure, everything. And he hasn't posted in a little bit, but it's only been a couple months. So I think it might be a hiatus thing.
Yeah.
Duly
And
noted. Thank you.
just for my own brain space, I do want to communicate that I don't listen to Alex Jones. I listen to people who listen to Alex Jones.
That's fair.
Yeah. We get it. It's rough out there. Yeah. Yeah, you want to know even though you don't want to know, right?
And to get the filter of like, okay, so here's the information here, and the people being like, and here's why it is wrong specifically. Because our business is our business. We get people of all stripes in with all ideas, and being armed with the ability to be like, no, and kind of gently course correcting them has been big. I want to congratulate you as a fellow Joe Shuster Award winner.
Hey.
The red button.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because like you're doing phenomenal work. You're editing books. This is a litany. This is ridiculous. In a good way, of course. Afterlift, Pitiful Human Lizard, Public Domain, Newburn, The All-Nighter, and something that I haven't actually heard of, called into being a celebration of Frankenstein. What is that?
So that is kind of a weird zine project that I put together with Megan Purdy, who used to work at Women Write About Comics. We did that in 2018, so the year that it was the 200th anniversary of Frankenstein's original publication. And that one is very much like an unpolished kind of passion project. It's a series of essays and comics about Frankenstein and people's kind of relationships to it. So again, like a very niche project, but it was really fun to talk to people about what this story 200 years later means to them, how they think about it. It was a really fun little project to put together, and a much lower stakes Kickstarter than anything else I've done.
Well, we are very, very happy to have Shades of Fear in our store. As you can see, it is a gorgeous object. It is filled with wonderful stories. We've sold many of them already to wonderful people. Yeah. And definitely more still. So we want to thank you for taking the time today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, of course. We're super happy to have you. And yeah, we're looking forward to more projects from you as editor, as however going forward.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited to keep making cool stuff. I don't know when the next anthology is going to be, though. It takes a lot out of me, so it'll be another couple years at least.
Take some time off. Enjoy this one.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, very, very excited to have you in our store. I've taken to calling our line of kind of smaller press boutique-y items are offbeat rectangulars. Because I love the term rectangulars to describe a book. So it is a very prominent part of that. It's on our website for folks who are out there on our front page. Fancy.
Yes, you can buy it right now.
Indeed. And it will be on our front page until after Halloween because it feels appropriate.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you all for checking out this part of our show. And thank you so much, Allison, for being a part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope you have a great evening, and I hope you get to raise a bunch of cash for charity tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're already at 350, which is really cool.
Amazing.
So we'll see where we go from there.
Awesome. Well, good luck, and thanks again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Good night.
Bye. Howdy, everybody.
That was amazing. That was so much fun.
Allison's really cool people.
I can't remember the last time we did an interview on the show. It's been a long time.
It's been since Vince.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's true. So like March?
April.
April.
It would have been April.
April. Yeah. Oh, she's a delight.
She's really good people.
Mhm.
And yeah, working that Jason Liu, Chip Zdarsky editing trip there, like those are people who don't mess around with just like, oh, I trust you a story,
Mm-hmm.
you know? So
Cool.
get the music up there.
Oh, good golly. All right. Well, like I said, yeah, if you would like to buy Shades of Fear, it is on the front page of variantedmonton.com. You can buy it online and we'll set aside a copy for you. If you're in the store this week, grab a copy. We'll have them.
I do highly recommend it. Danica's read through the whole thing. I've read through 90% of it. I didn't get done the last story.
Oh, the last story is a little mind bendy. I think you're gonna get a lot out of it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
One of my favorites was.
Yeah, I didn't want to pick a favorite just in case. I didn't want to be like, here's my favorite. And she's like, well.
Oh, she would never.
No, it's fair. Any good editor?
Bellies by Mar Julia. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Very creepy. Has a very Tilly Walden style to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at this.
Yep. No, that one was a lot.
This is a lot. This is and this isn't even some wild stuff, but the art style is absolutely fantastic, and it just like, oh my god, it lives in your soul.
Oh yeah,
it's ridiculous. And a lot of these really do kind of get into you and really stick to your bones. It's wild.
All right, and for anyone who needs, there are trigger warnings, so you'll want to look at it in the store and just see that, just in case, if you do need it. So they are here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Jason. We are going to be focusing on that a little bit more going forward.
Yes.
It'll be
we can be more organized and have a proper studio.
It'll be a little hit or miss, but definitely for projects that we're getting specifically, we do really want to reach out to those creators, especially when they're not sort of widely released, to kind of really ground things and make sure everybody knows about them. So yeah, it's really good. Oh, the paper stock's good. The cover stock's good. That was definitely a question that Brandon put in for Brandon. It was just like, so paper stocks and covers, why?
Why?
LOL, why? How do one get to Lambo?
I don't know. I can't pick a favorite. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, good times.
They're really good. Like, there were a couple that really affected me. So
yeah. Do we have the Sandman copy on us right now?
Yeah. Do you want me to grab it?
Oh yes, please.
Yeah. I put it out of cat reach.
Cat reach. Oh, that was the other thing that I was gonna grab when I got to the store, was a stand. I didn't. And so if you are just catching us, I forgot the box of books at the store, which I am not proud of, even slightly.
Okay, but now we have them, which is why that's the reason we started the show late, but we have the books.
I was home early.
I made dinner. I made a nice dinner, and he ran in and said, I forgot the books, and then left. It was fun.
I threw our vegetarian meatballs in a cup, and I ran. And I just ate vegetarian meatballs out of a cup as I drove.
They're very good. I had them with my spaghetti and pasta sauce.
It's pretty good, right?
Yeah. I was fancy tonight. I heated up the spaghetti sauce. I don't know. Rich people?
The pinky people?
Yeah. Like
who eat spaghetti with the tiny forks?
I heated up spaghetti sauce. We were fancy tonight. You just missed out.
Yeah.
I had a great meal by myself.
You blew it.
Listening to cool people who do cool stuff with Margaret Killjoy. So delightful. Spaghetti and Margaret Killjoy. Cannot complain.
Highly recommend Margaret Killjoy's podcast, especially if you're in the mood for something that's going to learn you a thing, but in a positive way.
Yeah, it's the opposite of Behind the Bastards, where everyone is bad and angry. This time people are angry and they usually die, but there's a revolution before they do.
Yeah. The Quakers are usually involved. Tolstoy is usually involved.
Yeah. You can tell that wow, it's like you knew that I got to the one with Garrison and they were talking exactly about that. Hilarious.
Oh, it continues.
Oh, I bet.
It's
I bet.
it's not an intentional theme, but
No.
they just like Quakers and Tolstoy.
Yeah, no, I'm on what is it? Something universal
That's not
friend. I
wrong.
can't remember what the P stands for.
Oh yeah, I can't remember either. But yeah, that's the one where Garrison's just like, transculture has never changed.
Public universal friend, which honestly, if you've never heard of this person, look them up. It's an amazing story. They die and they come back as like a genderless public universal friend, and it's great.
They have some problems.
Oh yeah, I mean it was like what, the 1800s. Everyone had some problems.
The problems.
No, I like that they spent the first part of episode 1, because there's always 2-parters, talking about trans culture and non-binary terms kind of being, like obviously not the way they were back then, but a lot of things change, a lot of things happen. It's really cool, and it can be depressing to see what things haven't changed, but it's also kind of fun to see what things have have changed.
Got it.
That's where I was going with. Anyway, highly recommend. Cool people who do cool stuff.
Agreed.
Yes, hard yes. Everyone who's reading Silver Coin should absolutely take a look at this book.
Yeah, I'm in very much agreement. There's a thoughtfulness to the curation, and like Allison was saying, throughout it, there's a flow to the stories even, which is very important. Top to bottom, and Allison was very correct in saying like it's so hard to just make a book these days. And that's why I wanted to reiterate like the thought that they put into this, the way that the art flows, the way that they wanted a focus on color and colorful horror instead of just like muted tones, kind of 90s Vertigo style muddy brown, or even black and white.
Yeah, actually. I can show you some amazing. I mean, they're all good, but there's like hard pinks, in this one.
Yeah.
And then there was the one with the radial was really good.
Oh, the radial is
really
so
bright.
good.
There we go. Wait, that's like the second last page. I don't want to ruin it.
Don't want to ruin it.
There we go.
And yeah, it's just an outstanding book that obviously is very intersectional, very fairly femme focused, honestly. Without that being the theme, which I like in the way that I know we're not truly at this place, but the idea of this place where you don't have to say that's not in the marketing. It's focused on color. It's focused on this positivity, despite it being horror. It's focused on a lot of things, and it's really, really cool. Important shades of fear question for Danica. Any spiders?
I believe there was one, but I read past it. I'd actually have to look again.
That is a sign of quality.
Yeah, that's honestly, I cannot recall me going ugh and flipping a page really fast.
So just to put it up there, we have our Sandman #1 CGC'd at 9.6.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sorry about the light. There we go. There's the 9.6 and my microphone. I'm sorry about that.
Mine too.
Sorry.
It's all good.
We don't have a stand, so I am the stand. Also, we have a teeny tiny table.
So this is on until 9 p.m. tonight. The current bid is $350.
Yeah, so it's 8:45 p.m. on Brandon's computer. So when it hits 9 and the time code where's the sweary button? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry at myself. So you got 15 minutes. And if you put them into the chat, if the time code is 9, that's the first one and that's the last one. Like that's the first 9 and it's
Yeah, basically 9
That's it.
o'clock. We won't accept anything past.
no. So 9.6 original Sandman #1 with a sweet classic rocket on the back.
Now the facsimile edition also has that this week
Yes, it does.
or this past week.
Yes.
But I mean, this is real cool. This is like a
Oh,
piece
yeah.
of history. I really love it.
Nope.
And
Yep,
we're
there we
very
go.
happy to be able to be auctioning this off for the charities.
Yes. And as part of your $350 plus, because every dollar is going to the Cross Cancer Institute, you will get a free copy of the facsimile. So you don't have to try to take this apart and start crying. You can actually read the comic in its original format, but not break open the CGC case.
Smash.
I'm crying. I would not recommend that, my friends. This is to keeps.
Speaking of facsimile editions, actually, I'm going to edit this baby.
Do we have one? Oh.
I wanted to put that up just so that we know where we're at with the auction. Very happy with the response in store. It's been very cool to see and something that we're going to continue to do.
Yeah, we had literal paper silent auction kind of thing, and I've got a lot of names on here. Like, this is pretty good. Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Yeah.
We're going to tell a pal about an interesting interaction later this week because it was really fun. But speaking of facsimile editions, we have a facsimile edition of Detective Comics #27, featuring a new a new character starting this issue, the amazing and unique adventures of the Batman. Seems dumb, and I doubt it will ever catch on.
Seems like a fad.
Seems like a fad. Now, this is not a full-on facsimile. It is not Golden Age sized.
Oh.
For those fun folks out there. But it has everything. So a lot of what DC ends up reprinting is just the Batman story, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wait. 6 pages. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pages. It's 6 pages. And then you have the rest of Detective Comics.
Okay, that's pretty rad because you have the whole thing. Like,
Yep.
How often do you see that part? You don't.
You don't. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of awesome stuff, like some Slam Bradley stuff.
They're selling a printing press for $2.99. That's awesome.
That's a lot of money, Danica.
If anybody wants to get a printing press for $2.99, 80
I'm
years
sorry,
ago.
$2.98.
Whoa, what a deal!
That's cheap. Chip Zdarsky for the first volume of Capterra had his at $9.98 as a American pricing on it, the cheapest that can happen.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
He's a wily fox, that Chip Zdarsky.
Indeed. What a silly goose.
Andrew in with the wise words.
We can make that happen. Do I have this?
Yeah, I have mine too, but you have some space there. You're good. All right, I will get that open.
Please do. Vamping is fun for everybody. This actually was supposed to come out a little while ago, and then they had to resolicit it. What I do like about Vault is they generally kind of tell you what's happening with something.
All right, so I only have one hand, so you're gonna get one cover. Sorry about your mic. All right, End After End, #1. Oh, that's cool. I got my computer open. Life is nothing if not a series of endings: school, jobs, friendships, love, until the end. That's great. Life sucks and then you die. I'm just kidding. But that's what it's saying. Walter Willem's end was fast and unexpected. His was an unremarkable life. So how is it that his story continues as cannon fodder in an endless war raged against an insatiable darkness hell-bent on consuming all of existence? Well, that took a turn. And
I like the idea of cannon fodder and something like this, and so something is also canon.
I love it. And is Walter right in believing he's arrived in the midst of this titanic battle as the one destined to finally end it? That's the tale of the end after end. What were you saying?
Oh, the one true person.
Yeah. That's a new theory. No, Volt's good. I'm sure that it'll be actually really good.
Oh, 100%.
I always mock, but like I am legit excited for most comics every week, so it's fine.
And I mean, I will say this baseline for Vault, they're very thoughtful with the comics that they choose, and their pitches and what they're putting together. So very happy.
Oh.
Very happy.
I just noticed we have a wee tiny baby in the background. Actually calm. But if I say his name, don't poke him, don't poke him. If I say his name, he'll
I was
notice.
petting him earlier. In frame, yeah.
Oh, that's good. What a good baby. We might have to keep that shelf there.
Full on sleeping right now.
Aww.
His eyes are completely shut.
I got a couple pictures of him earlier. Full on Hello Darkness, my old friend face. It's amazing, and it will probably go on our socials later.
I love it. So we have what appears to be book 1 of the Tales of the Human Target. Now, probably book 1 because it takes a while for Greg Smallwood to do the arts.
It's fair. He's really good.
He's really good.
He's worth the wait.
Oh, 100%. And to get that through line through. This has a bevy of outstanding creators kind of doing a little bit of pinch hinting. You got Kevin Maguire. You got Mikkel Yannon. You've got Raphael Albuquerque. And they're telling different perspectives of a story, which is really, really cool. I super love how this came together. If you're reading Human Target, you do want this because it really fills in some context of some things leading up to a wild moment that happened right before the break. My goodness. And if you like the Justice League International, and I say this with love, please, and thought, what if something wild and dark happened to them instead of it's more of a lighter tone of a series? This series is exactly where you want to be. We have Gun Honey, the new Gun Honey.
I thought that was Gun Honey.
It is.
I like the art because it's the old kind of pinup art.
Yeah, so I really like this cover, and it is one of the cover artists that Hardcase Crime uses for their books.
Yes. So they know what they're doing. Gun Honey, they get it. They get their genre.
They absolutely do, but they also get
dudes.
Say this politely. Selling to creeps.
Dudes.
I would just say dudes.
There's a lot of dudes.
So this one's fine. You got your Adam Hughes cover. Very nice. This one's creepy.
Oh, yeah. Too sticky. Sticky.
Very sticky. Anyways, Gun Honey is a crime book about a sexy lady who shoots and murders people.
She gets guns in places that you can't get guns. And that sounds dirty. And it is partly. But I read the first couple issues and it was like, I was surprised. I was not ready for it to be good. It was delightful. I will read the trade later.
Yeah, it's why I like Hardcase Crime in general, because it is republishing a lot of classics of the genre. Of course, a lot of those have problems. And the modern stuff that
we got boy problems. Okay.
And the modern stuff does follow the tropes. So you can definitely just be like, well, that's not really my style. But the way that they end up doing it ends up kind of flipping a lot of the old tropes, which I really like. And so that's what you got for your Gun Honey. But comics is comics. The industry is comics. And sometimes you get a lady covered in honey.
Dudes.
Boys.
We got boy problems.
Check it and see. We've got Olympus Rebirth. This, if you're getting Wonder Woman, you will be getting, because it is by that creative team, Becky Cloonan and Michael Conrad. The art in this is absolutely fantastic. So I really do want to make Pat Brazeau. That's the letter. Caitlin Yarsky. Oh, she did Coyotes, didn't she?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And Jordi Belair on colors.
Oh, Belair on colors is like an easy sell for me and a lot of people. And wow, that art is so good.
It's so good. So basically,
Yes.
they wanted to go a little bit more mythological with the storytelling in this, because they are kind of resetting a lot of the Wonder Woman background with this. And so it's definitely more of an epic than you usually get with Wonder Woman, which is saying something. Wonder Woman is currently doing right in the midst of like a really big superhero punch 'em ups right now with a whole bunch of her villains. That is like pretty harrowing. But this kind of sets things up, and also brings her mom's back, because she died a little bit, but now she's part of the gods. That's not a spoiler, but yeah, it's part of what's happening here. This I'm so excited for everyone to read, because it is absolutely fantastic. I was ready to be like, whatever.
Minor Threats. It's hard out there for a supervillain. Not the world conquerors, chaos engines, or arch nemesis, but the little guys. The ones who put on uniforms, knock over jewelry stores, and get tied to poles. And things are about to get worse.
It's Mike Mignola.
What? Oh.
Right here.
Oh, okay. I was like, what?
Yeah.
The psychotic Stickman has murdered Kid Dusk, sidekick to Twilight City's premier crime fighter, the Insomniac. The Insomniac's teammates are tearing Twilight apart, turning it into a police state. Desperate to capture Stickman and stop the Insomniac from crossing that final line, in which he may never come back from. Caught in the middle are the small-time C-list villains, finding it impossible to walk down the street without being harassed by these heroes. With a bounty on the Stickman's head, former villain Playtime decides to assemble a ragtag team of villains to take down the Stickman and kill him themselves.
So I'm going to describe Minor Threats. I've heard some interviews. I've read this book. There's such passion behind this. And as they talk things out, even in interviews, Patton Oswalt's like, oh my God, we need to do this in the future. They want to build sort of like this nice universe. I would describe this as Astro City, but filtered through a gentler, what's the show by Larry David?
Like Curb Your Enthusiasm?
That's the one.
Oh.
A gentler Curb Your Enthusiasm. So it's got the nice Astro City optimism with a little bit of the like the to it, but not in sort of like a cruel way. It's nice, it's funny, it celebrates superheroes and villains, and just like the B and D and C and etc. list of various villains, and it builds this beautiful lived universe. I adored this. This is the creative team that brought to you the most recent MODOK comic and television show, to give you sort of a sense of where the flavor is coming from. But I would tell people that it's not just like, we're making the jokes. It does very much have that Astro City feel, and I am absolutely loving it. And by MODOK creative team too, I mean the artist too, of Scott Hepburn, and even got colorist Ian Herring in on things. So Ian Herring, great colorist, did a lot of the original Ms. Marvel stuff.
All right. It's 9 p.m. We have to take a little comic break to, I guess, announce our winner.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see anything higher than 350.
Yeah. Well, and honestly, I didn't expect it.
No, it's okay. So I don't know if they're watching, but congratulations, Jordan A.
Yeah.
We'll give you a call tomorrow and we can set everything up. That's so exciting. Thank you for basically what is going to be your donation and to the Cross Cancer Institute. I'm very excited. Thanks everyone who bid. That was amazing.
It's absolutely outstanding. We're
Yeah.
very proud, and we thank all of you for being a part of this. This is a format that will kind of continue. We'll probably announce on a week of streaming and then go through the store.
Yeah, I like that. I like the combination of being able to, bid in person and also bid on the show, on social media.
It's sort of like the timely, like countdown-ish type of way. So
yeah, I like it. Well, Jordan A.
there we are.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Cool. All right, moving on to a damage control.
So damage control was created by the late great Dwayne McDuffie, who's absolutely outstanding. One of my favorite things ever, if you kind of look up, it is a Tom Brevoort post from old, but he talks about a specific Dwayne McDuffie pitch. I wish I could remember the name of it specifically, but it was basically about 4 teenage black dudes on skateboards solving superhero problems, because that was the thing back in the day. He sent in a pitch to Marvel, and it ended with, "Have I made my point?"
Oh, it's excellently written. Definitely give it a goog. It's amazing.
Ye old googs. And yeah, this is a new take on the damage control, which is basically a bunch of characters who, after things go cuckoo banan, are around to kind of like fix things up, do insurance things, and whatnot. It was also kind of darkly funny, very much also in that Astro City vein, very much in the Minor Threats vein, honestly. It's actually somewhat serendipitous that these landed where it did, because I did not plan this. This one is co-written by the creator of TV's The Goldbergs, a show that I will admit I have not watched, and with Hans Rodenoff doing a lot of the work, with Will Robson doing the art. It also has a backup story from Charlotte Fullerton McDuffie, Dwayne McDuffie's widow, to kind of like bring things through as well. Now, I love Will Robson's art. He is the one who did the latest batch, and it was a while ago, of Great Lakes Avengers. Really cool. But yeah, good times.
Hi, Kingsley. Yes, that was the winning bid, actually. We ended the bidding at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, if you were going to come bid, Jordan A has won. But I'm happy to have you here nonetheless.
It's pretty good, right? Very happy about that. Thank you, Kingsley, for also checking in.
Yeah.
But there's actually only 2 single issues left, but there's a lot of the last one.
Oh, that is a lot of covers.
We have Star Wars. It is a Star Wars. This is a Star Wars. Boop-a-dee-doo. The Star Wars theme song.
Yep, I've heard it.
Indeed. This is the Hyperspace Stories. It is the first single issue release with the Star Wars All Ages line back at Dark Horse. It will be a bunch of random stories. And the next issue is Cecil Castellucci, who did the Plain Janes.
What? I like Cecil.
Cecil Castellucci is the best. But also this one is really great with Amanda Dilbert and Lucas Marangon. It gets you the all ages Star Wars stuff, and honestly, I really like when they do this stuff, because Star Wars is one of the very few things that a lot of parents will just be like, "Hey, my kid likes Star Wars. I'm looking for a single issue," instead of, "Hey, my kid likes X, Y, and Z. I'm looking for a graphic novel." So yeah, very excited for this to get to people. This one is concerning more of the this issue in particular is concerning more of the prequel era, and it will be jumping around in time throughout different issues.
Oh my God, there's like a baby, like a little girl Chewbacca type. Look, so cute.
Also, if I could zoom in, and I can't.
Yeah.
Look at this dude right now. He is completely zonkered.
He's so sleepy.
He's so sleepy.
He had some good zoomies today, I won't lie.
We have
Wow.
the
Wind.
return of Wind.
Sorry. Wind back with a vengeance. Apologies. I stole your thunder.
Oh, you're good. This is the start of the third volume of Wind. You might remember this as originally supposed to be original graphic novel style story. But during the deep depths of the pandemic, Boom decided to release this in chunks. It did very well. James Tynan IV and Michael Delianis, the team that worked on The Woods, doing like an all ages.
Yeah, like I like that even though Tynan is everywhere, Wind is kind of like still under the radar for him, like comparatively.
This one's a shiny boy.
And it's like solid, like a solid fantasy story.
It's so good. I highly recommend if you got the youths who are into fantasy stories. Wind is going to hit that nice sweet spot.
Or you,
and,
all ages.
And as I like to describe it, it hits that little touch of the Goonies, where it is an all ages thing with more danger than you actually find from a lot of all ages stuff. It is a quest. It is a lot of fun. I am very happy about it.
Okay, that amused me very much. Thank you, Andrew.
Too many cooks, too many cooks.
Oh, don't bring that back. No one needs that.
Love
so
too many cooks. It's
you have a problem. You have so many problems.
It's so long.
I know. Nobody needs to go back. What is it? 2012?
Yeah, boy, 2012. Oh. I need an air horn button.
No, you don't.
I do.
No. Oh, I woke up our boy and now he's upside down. Oh no.
All right. I promised the nice people a bad idea announcement.
Oh yeah, we should do that before the graphics.
So if you don't want any part in this, you can I can mute your headphones or whatever. I can do this.
Careful.
I'm trying.
Why are you looking at me like that? Like it was my fault.
So we were announced this weekend as, once again, one of the chosen few to have bad idea titles.
With our wrong address listed on their Twitter.
They know where we live. They sent us books directly once. So fun. Ding.
I was pissed off.
We love you.
I was pissed off.
Now, some fun news. While Bad Idea is starting in November with new books, which you'll be able to pre-order from us, they are doing another one of their weird mystery batches that the first 10 people to pre-order on September 9th, I believe, the second Wednesday in September, they'll get stickers that they can redeem for a new story choice for one of the books.
Oops.
I'm gonna mute your headphones so you can't hear what I'm saying.
I think you just muted yourself.
Did I?
Yeah.
Did I? No, I didn't.
Oh. Am I one?
No, I muted your mic.
Oh.
Maybe it's that one.
I can.
It's that one. I muted your mic.
You can't.
You don't want
silence
part of
me.
this. You don't want part of this.
Silence me.
Well,
Attica.
everywhere that gets previews is getting a Bad Idea story this week because Bad Idea has a story in the latest previews.
This is why I drink.
They can't hear you. They can't hear you.
This is why I drink.
The story is by Mark Waid and David Lapham. It's called The First Supper. It appears with no context in the previews magazine. It does say at the end of its 8 pages something about bad idea. How can you get that? It doesn't say. Good job, everybody. I'm very excited because it's a Mark Waid, David Lapham. I love David Lapham. I love Mark Waid. I'm very excited. This, I'm gonna take the pages out of this, so I only keep 8 pages of it, so that Danica doesn't do that.
Into the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't hear you. They can't hear you.
I can hear me, and that's all that matters. They can hear me. They can hear me.
So if you do want the latest bad idea, we have previews. And how we're doing this time, file customers, as always, previews is free for file customers at Variant Edition. You can sign up for a file. You can get some stuff in. Now for the bad idea stuff coming up, we are doing prepay only for full arcs. Full stop. Subscriptions, whatever. No, prepay only. And that's to keep things sort of like locked down for us on this. They've got their funky little rules. And so that's how we're going to approach it. It's basically like little graphic novels. Just little graphic novels, baby. Yeah. Oh, you know what? That's a good idea. That's a good idea, Andrew. I am still very proud of that moment. I do wish that, because we were trying to work with Bad Idea on getting the pages signed so that we could auction them off. And we tried our best and they stopped communicating with us. So yay. We still have them around. I still kind of want to do it. See if we can kind of work that out.
We do still have the binder.
Yeah, we sure do. So yes, I do like that idea. I like it a lot. So yeah, new bad idea in the store, and most stores, if they get in previews, you might want to take a look. It's in a book. It's bad idea. All right, we got graphic novels.
Can I come back now? Ah! I'm back, baby. All right, just a little epilogue here. Just because I don't want any of their shenanigans doesn't mean I won't happily sell you books and we can chat about books. It's fine. I'm not going to be an asshole about it. Just that the publisher knows what they've done. But you're buying a book that you want to read, so I'm chill. Okay. So if anybody has any doubts about my dealing with that idea, just it's like any other book that I don't want to read or have no interest in. You want to read it and you're going to be happy. So I want you to be happy.
It's because Danica has to deal with enough emotional baggage as a woman working in a comic store, existing in life.
Boy problems. Yeah. See, it always goes back to that song.
Yeah. And genuinely, I can deal with more of that. Andrew can deal with more of that. Because it is shenanigans a lot of the ways that they're doing things, and it does put a lot of emotional labor on the comic stores in terms of getting the product out there to people for them to read. But my personal calculus worked out. Danica's did not, and that's where we are.
I don't even remember what green button. Yeah, okay, whatever. You did it anyway.
I might have lied.
Oh hey. The next issue of I Hate This Place? The next issue of Department of Truth. Okay.
You'll just have to earn it.
No. Department of Truth is legit the only single issue series I'm subscribing to, and I love it.
Need to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Oh, okay. Kingsley, I don't know yet about pricing, but we will get something to you.
Yeah, haven't mathed out what it is in Canadian, so we'll make sure you know.
Yeah. All right. While he's off, I'm going to cause a heck. It's going to be great. Let's take this show down. All right. We have My Little Pony Generations. All right. A long time ago, an evil witch named Hydia sought to destroy ponykind. Now her granddaughters, Grackle and Dyer, are back to finish the job. With a school of friendship overloaded with students, Starlight Glimmer and the main six, M-A-N-E, nice, reach out for help. Enter Violet Shiver, Shadow Storm, and Black Bell. But these ponies aren't quite what they seem. In fact, they're working for Grackle and Dyer. What? Turn. Plot twist. With their sights set on revenge and a brand new smooze on hand. I don't know what that is. The young witches and their dastardly creations are ready to cause some mayhem. Luckily, Starlight and her friends find new allies in Lickety Split, Northstar, Minty, and more. Exciting! Exciting! All right. Yeah, My Little Pony's been pretty great the past couple years. I've got some really, really choice writers. All right. I always take like a weird turn because I just grab the next thing from the pile, but this is Until My Knuckles Bleed. So very, very different. Would not recommend this to the same crowd as My Little Pony. A noir tale of crime and capes in the style of The Boys, Watchmen, and Sin City. The Boys! Hey, speaking of The Boy. Hi! Hi, The Boy! Hi! Yeah, he knows what's up. The 90s were the most extreme age of the superheroes, but times have since changed. Hey, buddy.
I need that button too.
Yeah, that's fair. Gaben Hart, aka Damager. Hi, I'm being pushed over. This is being taken over by Max, and I love it. Now works as a bouncer in a strip club managed by the don't lick my elbow, it's weird. Russian mob, and hangs out sporadically with his ex, Avenge Lady. Meanwhile, he's wrestling with the not-so-fun long-term effects of his cyber implants. Fate always keeps one last cheap shot up its sleeve for a hero. So this is pretty rad. I really liked the after effects of like literal aging on superheroes. I like stories that do that these days. I find that more interesting than like, I'm 23 and I'm going to live forever because I can punch aliens. It's like, yay, cool, you're 23. Congratulations. Wait until you hit 25, oldster. Just kidding. It's 30.
I love the things and I can do some stuff. Hooray!
Hooray! I just legitimately grabbed the next one on the pile, so you're actually organizing it.
Kind of to go the back and forth that I think might work out nicely.
Emotional whiplash. I love it.
Oh no, like things that you would like to talk about, things that I would like to talk about.
Rude.
We've got Step by Bloody Step, one of my favorites of the past year. It is a beautiful book by Matthias Bergara and Cy Spurrier. It is mostly wordless, and I say wordless, there's still language in here that's used through symbols and whatnot. It is absolutely beautiful. Cy Spurrier and Matthias Bergara also worked on the most recent Hellblazer run that Aaron Campbell also worked on, and they did Coda together.
Oh, Coda was good.
Coda's so good. I love the worlds that they come up with. Cy Spurrier is really great at coming up with wild fantasy worlds, and this is no different. So here we have, there is a girl. She has no memory and no name, nothing but a guardian, an armored giant who protects her from predators and pitfalls. Together, they walk across an extraordinary fantasy world. If they leave the path, the air itself comes alive, forcing them onwards. Why? The girl doesn't know, but there's worse than beasts and bandits ahead. Civilization, with its temptations and treacheries, will test their bond beyond limits. Step by Step is a fantasy opus from the Eisner Award nominees behind Coda. Yeah, I highly recommend this.
Gimme. I like it. I really need to finish this arc, but
Gimme. Whoa.
Violence and blood. In the future, the very concept of truth has died. Politicians invent their own facts, and independent newspapers no longer exist. In this world, private detectives serve as Ronin, searching out the hard truths that people are desperate to keep hidden. The best of these is Satya, a former journalist turned gumshoe who runs every lead to ground. But Satya has just received her hardest case yet. Her former editor has been murdered. Someone wanted him silenced, and the trail points toward the highest bastions of power.
I
It's
love this book.
So freaking good, and I need to finish it because I really liked it. Wait. The future of 2023, yes.
The future.
Future.
Yeah. What I loved about it is obviously it's like a crime noir thing, but as Danica's pointing out, as Andrew's pointing out, it is a very now book.
Yeah. Yeah. I would pair it with, what's the yellow book, the long book with everyone in the masks?
Private Eye.
Yeah. Pair it with Private Eye.
From Brian K. Vaughan and Marcos Martin.
That's who it was. I was like, my brain was like, it was Rucka. And I was like, shut up, brain. You're wrong. It was wrong.
You're a silly thing, brain.
Just a big old lump of meat.
You big old silly.
Big old. Tell
You've
me
got
about
Rogue-Sun. Rogue. Rogue-Sun. Ragua. Ragua. Yesterday, New Orleans' greatest hero, Rogue-Sun, was murdered. Today, rebellious teen Dylan Siegel discovers that Rogue-Sun was his estranged father, Marcus, and that he's inherited his father's mantle. Tasked with protecting our world from the forces of the supernatural and solving his father's murder, Dylan will be forced to come to terms with the man he's spent the majority of his life hating. From acclaimed writer Ryan Parrott, who did Mighty Morphin Power Rangers for the last little while, and Dead Day, and rising star artist Abel, who did some of Harley Quinn, comes a supernatural murder mystery that explores the complicated bond between father and son and cements itself squarely in a corner of the massive verse, which is like the Radiant Black, all of that stuff. But this one fights werewolves.
Werewolves.
So that's more for a Danica.
They're just good boys.
They're just good boys trying to get some scritchers.
They're just hungies.
Yep.
For blood. I did put that one up.
Rogu.
I love that you're giving me Agent Moose.
Because I've saved the best two for you for later.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay. Agent Moose, the best, worst. It says in brackets. Secret agent in the big woods. And his slightly more intelligent sidekick, Owlfred, are on the case. Something fishy is going on the South Shore. Folks just disappear and are never seen again. But when Agent Moose learns that a key witness has gone missing, he and Owlfred ride to the rescue. Will they find the missing turtle before time runs out?
Yeah, we did.
It's so good. I'm excited. I'm excited to read Agent Moose.
Agent Moose.
Agent Moose.
I super love a lot of the ology stuff coming out, especially because a lot of the younger books are coming in hardcover, which I know a lot of parents appreciate. Because they're not actually that more expensive.
No, and kids are mean to books, so you want a hardcover.
So really cool. Speaking of hardcovers for children, Animal Castle.
No, but would recommend it for non-children.
Non-children. On the farm, all animals are equal. In the castle, some are more equal than others. It's basically Animal Farm, but capitalism. Nestled in the heart of a farm forgotten by men, the Animal Castle is ruled with an iron hoof by President Silvio. The bull and his dog Militia savor their power, while the other animals are exhausted by work. Actually, it's more fascism, full-on fascism. Animal fascism. Capitalism. I mean, capitalism is ending up being a form of a little bit of form of,
there's
but
a
just
lot
like with a lot of bows,
overlap,
little fancy little accoutrement to it, until the arrival of the mysterious Azalar, a traveling rat who will teach them the secrets of civil disobedience. This is an absolutely gorgeous series, outstanding. It kind of has like sort of a black sad feel in terms of the art, and I don't say that just because like it's animals and animals. They really have a kinship in terms of character design, except for the animals are animals in this, And in terms of like plot points, so you're dealing with like a lot of adult stuff and they're just like, it's animals, it's talking animals. My goodness, I highly recommend opening this book in the store and just drinking in the pages. Outstanding.
Full trigger warning because of the story type. There is animal death. Please expect it, but please be warned. If it is something you cannot handle, you don't have to buy the book.
One of my favorite things about getting married in Banff, other than being tied to the love of my life forever and ever, forever, is that all of their streets are named after animals, and there is a cross section of moose and squirrel.
Yeah, we found it. It was great. So the city planner had a ball that day.
Somebody was really excited about that.
They were like, it's my time. Lemon Bird. It's time for Lemon Bird.
Lemon Bird can help.
I love it. I like Paulina Ganeshow. I've liked her for years. She's drawn many a cute thing. All right. Pumpkin is Lemon Bird's new best friend on the farm. They love exploring and playing games, but when a quick nap in the back of a truck leaves these buds stranded and far from home, they'll need to do some quick thinking to find their way back. On their journey, Lemon Bird and Pumpkin stick together and lend a hand to the many new friends they meet, even the mischievous Key Lime. After all, helping others is easy. It's finding their way home that's the hard part.
It is bright. It is beautiful. Paulina Ganeshaw's art is just so cute. So cute.
I love her and I wish her all the best. And I'm so happy to see her star rise in the comics industry.
Indeed. I'm very happy that the paperback version of a Dewdrop is out from Kay O'Neill. It's time for the annual Pond Sports Fair Dewdrop. The Axolotl can't wait to cheer on his friends, but as the big day gets closer and his friends get nervous, will he be able to remind them that doing their best is the most important part? Spoiler alert, maybe. You'll have to read to find out. We love Kay O'Neill. There was a recent box set of all of their T-Dragon Society that we definitely bought for us. It lives in our house now because the T-Dragon Society is just, it's so full of wonderment, heart. Dragons that give you tea, baby dragons that give you tea, that you have to cultivate and build friendships with. It's just, it's absolutely outstanding. I'm very excited. And like Dewdrop, for the kids, do it. And for yourself, for your heart.
Yeah. I'm so excited. Okay, so I found that this was coming out accidentally. And when I heard, I was like, oh my God, Kid Danica read this. A lot of people read this. So did you read Bunnicula when you were a kid? Because I sure did. I sure did. Oh my God. I was so happy to find this.
Yeah.
Beware the hare. Harold the dog and Chester the cat must find out the truth about the newest pet in the Monroe household, a suspicious-looking bunny with unusual habits and fangs. Could this innocent-seeming rabbit actually be a vampire? What? It's true. It's true. He sucked carrots and made them instill their color. It was great.
It's a baby.
Yeah. I love it. I love it so much.
Very exciting.
God, I love it so much.
Well, that's going to do it for us today. It's been actually not as long as I thought it would be.
Oh, yeah. No, it's good. We only went 15 over.
And we had a lot happening this episode.
Yeah, we were on the ball tonight. Wink, wink.
I definitely did not screw up really bad.
Yes. I'm going to get you a Bunnicula, sir.
So yeah, thank you all for watching. We do have one more segment.
Oh.
Whoa. Oh, hey. It's the one where we look out at all of your happy, awesome faces and say, hello, thank you for being here. And right up on that mic, Brandon.
Get right up on that mic.
Get right up on that mic. And say we see you. Thank you for being here. And we look forward to seeing you in store very soon.
Well, first, I want to say that we see Allison O'Toole, and we want to thank her for her time tonight.
Right there.
Amazing chat. And I hope that you'll check out the anthology that she edited, Shades of Fear.
Absolutely. Even just paging through it in the store,
Mhm.
you're going to be blown away by what's in there. I'm looking out and I'm seeing Ben as well. Hello, Ben. I'm seeing Robin. Hi. I'm seeing Aaron. I am seeing the one and only Foley. And you folks can too, from Wednesday to Saturday during our regular hours, except for the last half hour of the day, because that dude gets to go home. For good reason, because he works hard
Yes.
for the money.
I will not continue that lyric. I will leave you
I
hanging.
see Jason. Hey. I see Kingsley. Thank you for popping by.
I see Max. Hi, buddy.
Hey, Max was here. And I do believe those were the folks who commented tonight. Thank you so much for being around. I definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. And we're going to get to some reading and maybe watching the last episode of Only Murders in the Building, because it came out today. Do you want to do that before we do that?
Okay. I need to see who the killer was.
So we need to go off and do that. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all tomorrow and through the weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Just one more thing. Sorry, Sean. We'll get you the wind as well. Hi, Kate.